inverted, narcissistic, and most importantly, completely pointless. Come waste an hour of your week with The Starting Block, Friday nights Australian time at dlive.tv/The Starting Block. Get in touch with us on Twitter at The Starting Block, no K at the end. Also, subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts or iTunes by searching for The Starting Block, all one word, or on Podbean at startingblock.podbean.com. Join the blockheads, tuning in their millions, right around the world.
You're listening to The Starting Block on TAVshow.com.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron or a member of the PTL Club, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Okie dokie, roll 'em!
Nothing to rearrange. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change.
Hey, welcome to The Starting Block for another week. Big show as always. We got some more Olympic talk. We're talking essential stuff. We're talking hero or douchebag, story time. All that and much, much more here on The Block.
Standing tall on the wings of my dream. Rise and fall on the wings of my dream. Rain, thunder, wind and haze, I'm bound for better days. My life, my dream, nothing's gonna stop me now.
It's Greeno here from The Starting Block. On behalf of The Block, we just wanted to let you all know that we're all in this together. Well, except if you have coronavirus, then stay the fuck away. But in every other situation, we're in it together. To all of you on the front lines, those of you turning a footstool, a wok, and a pitchfork into a home gym, those of you who have given your housemates a mental breakdown because you decided lockdown was a great time to learn the keyboard and the only thing you can play after 8 weeks is chopsticks over and over and over again. And those of you who are homeschooling and are now understanding the question you used to harass your maths teacher with of, when the fuck are we ever going to need to know this in the real world, is coming back to bite you on the ass. Just remember, like a 1990s Australian sitcom, we're all in this together. The days may be long, but in times like this, you can rest assured we will be here to waste an hour of your week, Friday nights Australian time, at dlive.tv/The Starting Block. So take care, social distance, whack on a mask, and subscribe to our show on iTunes. It may not cure coronavirus, but it sure will help us with our rankings. And isn't that really the most important thing right now?
Public Radio's loss is TAVshow.com's game. You're listening to The Starting Block.
Hey, welcome to the starting block for another week. You've got myself, Greeno, and I'm joined by a man who's deep in his own ring of steel. My co-captain, Damo. How are we, sir?
Thanks very much, Munchie. Good afternoon to you and everyone. Thanks very much, Munchie. Good afternoon to you and everyone. Thanks very much, Munchie. Good afternoon to you and everyone. Thanks very much, Max. How you going, man? Oh, no, we've lost him straight away. All right, that's it. I thought he's taking a little long there to get back to me. All right, I'm changing the thing back to what it was. All right, are you there? Hello? Greeno. This is fun.
Hey,
There you are. Wow.
Nice, Gary!
for the last 45 seconds, I'm like, this is not the start of the show we really want. This is not, it's not boding well.
No,
The Ring of Steel.
I came in hot with like, thanks very much, Matthew. Good afternoon to you and everyone.
Yeah.
And like, I was expecting a laugh or something, and I was waiting for you to go, thanks. For fuck's sake, Bear, would you stop rehearsing? You sound fine. Thanks very much, Max.
Thanks very much, Max. Yeah. Nah, none of that, because all I could hear was...
Nice, Gary!
As fucking usual. On this show, we're off to a flying start. Can we just open with a bit of story time?
I like stories about pinatas.
So about 8:05 tonight, our time, which would have been 6:05 a.m. on the East Coast, your time, I send Greeno a little message on two platforms, Twitter and via text message. I'm like, hey, I don't have a rundown. And I need the rundown to like get all the little clips and little articles that Greeno wants to discuss on the show tonight. So I end up getting it at like, what was it, like 8:25? I get a message back.
20:08, yeah.
20:08. Yeah. And it's like, oh, sorry, I sent it to my own email account.
Nice, Gary!
Instead of your email account. So.
Spot on. So, you know, it's been a hectic week, man. So basically a bit of my own story time in response to your story time.
I like stories about pinatas.
Was in between the 58 different things I was doing yesterday afternoon. One of them is to quickly write the rundown, send it over to you. Yep. I don't think about it again. I don't check it. I just fucking write it. I send it. You ignore it anyway.
Yes.
So I'm not too phased.
Yep.
But
no,
normally
hang on. Why is this about me now? Why am I the bad guy? I ignore it anyway. I can't ignore something you don't send.
Yeah, spot on.
Okay.
So anyway, I sent it off last night. I don't bother thinking about it again. Yeah. So anyway, I jump on here because you're always like, look, no point doing sound check early. Let's just stroll in 5 minutes before the show. That's how we roll. We jump in, we plug it all in, and we're good. We're all good.
Yep.
So I jump
Just
in.
that easy.
I open up the emails literally like 5 minutes before the show's meant to start, and I'm like, why is the block rundown in my inbox?
Yes.
And then I realized my mistake of, fuck, I've sent it to the block email, not your email.
You dick.
And then once again, because I don't really pay much attention to like my phone or my computer at any point during the day. Like I'm very antisocial. You should know that by now.
I know that by now.
Respond.
Correct.
So you've sent me text messages, sent me DMs and stuff, and I haven't bothered to look at any screen for the last couple of hours.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I look and I'm like, I've got a DM, I've got a message, and I'm like, oh shit, what's going on here? Realize we're 5 minutes before airtime and you're chasing up the rundown.
Flying blind over you.
Yeah. No. We're all good.
I like stories about pinatas.
My apologies. I opened the kimono, completely my fuck up. So apologies for that.
No, that's fair enough. It's not worth a sorry book. I do have another quick story time for you, though.
I like stories about pinatas.
And the whole reason that, like, when you threw to me, I opened with, thanks very much, Munchie, good afternoon, you and everyone, is because lately I've been falling asleep listening to the old Billy Buckingham, Birmingham, yes, Buckingham, and a lot of people really enjoy his tapes, you know, the 12th Man, yes, Birmingham, yes, you know, I've been listening to them going to sleep. And so I went back and listened to the old Wide World of Sports 2 for like a week. And that really is like, because you forget, because Final Dig was so good and Boned was so good. Bill Laurie's wasn't that as good as those two. No. I think Final Dig is probably my favorite.
This Is Your Life is probably the worst one.
Yeah. It's just not the right. I don't know. I don't think it gets the best out of him, you know.
No, it was pretty average. Definitely, if you're ranking them, it's dead last,
Yeah.
and not by a little bit, by a long way.
Yeah. Well, I think Final Dig is probably like my favorite, followed by Boned. But then I listened to the old Wide World of Sports too, and I'm like, man, this fucking really is the way. After this one, that's the direction he went with all of the other ones. You know what I mean? Like the full story mode, like the background
It was
mode.
performance art. It was basically a video, a movie on radio,
Yeah, like
the
a
old
radio
school days.
serial. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Doing every voice, you know, like it was ridiculous.
Creating a narrative and just absolutely nailed it. It was so good.
Yeah. So thanks very much, Matthew. Good afternoon to you, everyone.
Nice, Gary.
You think how much of our humor, like people, like guys our age who were into cricket and stuff growing up, how much of our humor is shaped by Billy Birmingham, do you think? I reckon a lot. Have we lost Greeno again? Oh, there he is. Can you hear me? This is really fucking going well tonight.
Nice, Gary.
This is utterly fantastic. I mean, I tell you, I love doing this kind of a show. We're so professional here at the block. That's what you come back for every time. I know. I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, we're just so freaking professional. Week in, week out, flawless technicals. I mean, we're just the best there has ever been. Are you there now? I heard his chair.
Nice, Gary.
This is fantastic. I'd like to welcome my co-host tonight, Dead Air. There he is. For a moment, old Dead Air Greeno over here.
Nice, Gary.
It's fantastic. Well, I heard a snicker then. I heard a laugh. Well, I guess we'll just sit here then. All right. While Greeno's getting back, this is one thing I saw earlier in the week. After the Tokyo Olympics, the athletes have returned home to Australia to find that they have to quarantine in Sydney for 2 weeks, but then to return to Adelaide, they have to quarantine again once they get to Adelaide because there's a quarantine interstate as well as international. Something wrong with the audio, mate. I can hear nice Gary's, but not you. Oh, that's...
There we go. I got you back now. We're back online.
Holy shit, man. So we're doing well here tonight. It's a good show.
It's going to be a rough show because your audio is cutting out constantly.
Is it really?
And I just heard another 45 seconds of crackle there. So hopefully it's the bugs are all gone.
Okay, well.
Nice, Gary.
I could hear 3 nice Garys, which further goes to my point from a couple of weeks ago. Overuse of the nice Garys, because I heard 3 of them in the time I couldn't.
Well,
hear
I had to do something. There was nothing here. There was just dead silence, Greeno. There was nothing going on. And then when I'm like, all right, we'll talk about the story. Then got a little groove on. You interrupted me again.
Nice, Gary.
Interrupted the story, Greeno. I think he's gone again. Holy shit. I think he's dropped out again. Hang on. All right. There might be something on my end that's really fucking up here. Let's have a look. Okay. Let's try that. Can he hear me now? No, probably not. How about now? Probably not. Okay. This is going to be our greatest ever podcast. I'm sure of it. Love it when this kind of shit happens.
You got me?
Yeah, I've got you. Can you hear me? I've got you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Ooh,
You just keep on.
okay.
I get you for like 25, 30 seconds, and then I just hear nothing but crackle for like.
Maybe it's something bad, like a channel in my mixer or something. Now that you come to mention it,
maybe, dude. Because I can hear the nice Gary's clean.
Yep.
They're coming through fine. It's your mic that I can't hear at all.
Yeah, because the way
so it's not
since the show's fucking basically destroyed now anyway, we're just going to go full kimono open, both sides, Greeno, just full exposure. So
it's fine.
The way I pipe Greeno in is I do a mix minus. So maybe it's like my secondary, my post FX channel, maybe that's getting a little fucky because I wouldn't know. I can't hear it. You hear it only. I don't hear it at my end. I get like the direct, the direct monitoring straight off the board. So I don't hear what's going out on that channel. So maybe it's something like that. So anyway, if it is, like I've had a good run out of this board. I've probably had it for like 3.5 years and it gets just fucking smashed. It's on 24 hours a day, so I reckon
Nice, Gary!
if it's done its job, then, fair enough. All right. We'll send it out on a high. Good job.
Yeah.
We'll get a little upgrade or something and then we'll see how we go. So anyway, hopefully we don't fuck out then from now on, but at least I think I know what to do if we do. So should we edit out all of that like 10 minutes of fucking awkward dead air from the podcast, or should we just leave it in there and annoy everybody?
I'd probably delete it.
Really?
Probably a good
I don't like
idea.
editing stuff like that.
No, I don't like editing either. I think we need to kind of like play the show, kind of start the show again, pretending the show didn't exist whilst not restarting the show, if you will.
That's going to be complicated. I don't even understand the proposition.
Nah, blockheads, man, tuning in right around the world. Thanks very much, everyone. Good show as always.
Yeah, so anyway, Greeno, did you hear the Olympics just wrapped up?
There we go. That's how we do it, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, Olympics, all done, all finished, all done and dusted.
Hey, and
Aussies
by the way,
home.
greatest ever Olympics for Australian athletes, I think. We were
Correct.
six on the tally, Greeno.
Yeah, not too bad. 17 gold medals. I think 39. Actually, no, it was more than that. 40 odd overall.
So there's like 25 million of us. How many Germans is there? Is there like 80 million in Germany or something like that?
I'm not good with the geography, sir.
Okay, I think it's around I think they're like a similar population size to the UK, which is around 60, 70 million people, something like that.
Yeah.
So
fair enough.
Anyway, so yeah, we beat them by like fucking streets, man. Smashed them. Little old Australia. And it's got to be said, it's got to be fair, and a nice Gary too.
Nice, Gary!
The girls, Greeno.
Chauvinists and sexists and misogynists and chauvinists and sexists.
Like the girls were the ones who fucking brought it home. They smashed it.
Oh, 100%.
Smashed it. So fucking
Absolutely
on the Aussie chicks. A great Olympic Games. The worst Olympics preparation wise, probably that anybody's ever had to do, any athlete. And they, they came out the other end. But then they came out the other end. They trashed the hotel room on the way out. Remember that? On the way out of Tokyo.
Yeah, the hotel trash. We had the drunkenness on the flight home.
Yes, that's right. I forgot about that one. That was fun too. And so then they arrive in Australia to be told that not only do they have to serve 2 weeks, and I'm going to say serve, 2 weeks quarantine at a Sydney hotel, but then to go back to their state in South Australia, these particular athletes here, they then have to serve another 2-week quarantine when they get to South Australia. Yeah. So they'll basically be in a hotel room for a month after getting home from the fucking Olympic Games, Greeno.
Nice, Gary!
So no parade down Main Street if you're from a little country town or something. You can't even see your parents. You know what I mean? You can't see anybody. You're stuck in a fucking hotel room. All right, here's Netflix and here's Uber Eats. Fucking go nuts. I'm sure they're going to love just laying around, eating KFC a lot, I mean, they're only athletes. Yeah,
exactly.
It's all carbs anyway, isn't it?
I've heard a lot of outrage to this demo, where it's like, this is just unfair. It's unreal. This is un-Australian. This is, we're not showing the Olympic athletes the respect they deserve for toiling hard and doing our nation proud. Yeah. I kind of take a different mentality. My theory is fuck them. Reason being is, I've been stuck inside my house. You're in a ring of steel, sir. Yeah. These guys got to go over to Japan. They got to run their little fucking race. They got to experience Olympic glory. They got to get a first-class flight back home. They get to stay in first-class accommodation. Another 14 days, fuck them. Like, they can stay there.
Nice, Gary!
I care.
I don't think that it's like any of, because I find all that stuff equally like douchebaggy like you do. Like, oh, they're the greatest heroes. Treat them with respect. That kind of shit doesn't interest me. I just think it's dumb. I just think it's a dumb thing to do because they've already done 2 weeks quarantine after getting into country. So, under police escort now, they'll go from Sydney Airport to Adelaide Airport, where they will now have to spend another 2 weeks in another fucking hotel. It's insanity. It's just dumb. I'm not fucking sucking their dicks because they're good athletes. I look at stuff like that and go, that is so fucking dumb.
Pretty fucking dumb.
Here's a little news report for you. If it wants to load, the internet's being really fucky to us tonight, Greeno. It does not like us at all.
Did you get a vaccine during the week? It's kind of reversed the 5G from the first vaccine.
Oh, that could be it. Yeah, you're right. Oh, no.
Yeah, because we've had a good run since the wife got dosed up. And we haven't had one cutout.
Because she's now become like a tower, like a.
Yeah. So I'm thinking someone's now got
radiation.
a dose that's interrupting the feed. We've had nothing but bad luck so far tonight.
This video is not available in your location.
Nice.
Because I'm in the Ring of Steel, Greeno.
Yeah, you're not allowed. The video might be carrying the virus in or out. We can't have the videos contained in the Ring of Steel.
Oh, we're just keeping you safe there, citizen. We can't have you viewing that content from another state in your own country. I mean, that would be obviously in violation of the health orders.
Nice, Gary.
We've got to keep
I don't
people safe.
want the army rocking up, knocking on your door, going,
No.
I think you're trying to look at a video outside your jurisdiction there, sir.
There's nothing for you out there, young man. Stay inside.
We might not have access to that video demo, and the Olympians might have to spend another 14 days in quarantine in South Australia. But I tell you what is still essential, though, Damo.
What
doesn't need to be locked down?
What?
Hollywood films.
Nice, Gary.
The good news is I saw this a little bit earlier. So I talked about the stupidity of my area down there in the South Coast.
God's country down there, by the way, down the South Coast. Lovely part of the world.
We've had no COVID down here. I think we had one case in the last 8 weeks, and then we had one dickhead rock up this week.
So the first one was the baby bunting, wasn't it?
But first one was baby bunting.
first
One case, didn't spread anywhere else. One case, rocked up, casual contact. But you better lock us down just to be safe.
And it wasn't in Jimm's bondage shack we discovered last week.
No, we worked that out. It was all good there. Now, this week, someone's rocked up. And here's where it gets a little bit interesting. Because they rocked up to a bunch of places I went to on the exact same day.
So like they're tailing you, Greeno.
Yeah, like they rocked up to a Dan Murphy's, and I'm like, oh, hang on, which Dan Murphy's? And then we checked the location. I'm like,
you've got a couple of Dan Murphy options around you, don't you? Like you don't always have to go to the same one.
I do go to the same one though.
Oh, okay.
But this one happened to be the one I went to on the exact same day. So then I'm checking hours, and I'm like, all good, because I'm a crack of dawn, dude. I hate people, dude. You know me. I hate people. I don't like them. I don't want to be around them. I don't want to speak to them. I don't want to smell them. Just anywhere. If I see people, I'm agitated.
Yeah.
So
you get to the end of your rope very quickly, and somebody like a stranger can go up to Greeno and very politely say, "Hi, how are you going?" And he'd be like, "Fine. What are you asking me for?" You know,
I don't like it. I don't like the interaction.
No.
So I get up. It's fucking Sparrows on a Saturday. It's my one day a week I'm allowed out of the house. I get my shopping all done nice and early. Now, we discussed on the show previously, my aim is to get the groceries, the fruit and veg, the meat, anything else I need to do done by 8:59.
Yes.
Now, the reason being is Dan Murphy's doesn't open till 9 a.m.
Right. And so your supermarket, that would be an 8 a.m. open on a Saturday, would it? Or
7 a.m. open, so we're there early.
7's a good time, because that's I've said to my wife before, like when you're up at that time of day when the sun's coming up and you get that little mist coming off the grass and shit, that's a beautiful time. Wind the window down in the car, Greeno. Even though it's winter, it's fucking freezing, but you want to get that fresh air in and then get off the streets before all of the other fucking plebs start hitting it, Greeno.
That's the beauty. You get there, there's no one in the store. It's fantastic. I don't have to
get
deal with
the
people.
fresh fucking bread. You know, the fresh meat that's come in that morning.
Baker's Delight isn't even open at that point. As I'm walking out, they've got the fresh loaves coming out, ready to go. It's beautiful.
The only other time, sorry to interrupt your story, I'll just...
I like stories about pinatas.
The only other time to go shopping, I think, ideal is like before the store closes. So at like half an hour before it closes. But when you do the morning shop, like, you know, I think this is generally true for me and most other people. The morning shop is the shit like eggs, bread, milk, meat, juice, snacks for the day, whatever you're going to need, right? But the late night shop is generally more like Doritos, alcohol, cigarettes. So it's, you know, I don't mind either going first thing in the morning or very late at night. But it's you wouldn't go late at night to get your eggs and your milk and your toast, right? You wouldn't do that. So, but late at night is fine too. But then late at night also, Greenie, it's a different clientele in the supermarket.
It is a very different clientele. It's also you're dealing with more pissed off staff as well.
That's
because
right.
they just want you out of the store. And I know that because I worked in a supermarket for pretty much a decade.
Yep.
And anyone that came in just before close hated them.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, fuck, mate, you've had the whole day to get here.
And
now you're impacting my ability to leave and pack up.
Yeah, I did supermarkets for like 4 or 5 years myself, and I looking back now, I think I liked the late shift better than getting there at like 6 in the morning. I think it was probably better to start at like midday and finish at 8 or 9 o'clock at night when the store closed, because it's a different after everybody else goes home at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. It's a totally different vibe in there. And the nighttime staff are more fun than the daytime staff.
They definitely are. The morning staff are the serious people. They're the people with families. They're the people that, just want to like do their shift, knock off. Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at now. So I'm kind of with
the amount of hours they paid me to just fuck around, because none of the bosses are there. So of course, all of the people who are just there to fuck around, out smoking cigarettes and just standing around drinking coffee. No, it's not busy, so nobody cares. That's the best time.
Very good point. Bosses aren't there at night. The nighttime bosses are the lapsus bosses. So I was a nighttime boss myself. Yep. Hence, lapsus
I like
boss.
stories about pinatas.
But the manager of the overall store was very lax because she was a smoker too. So it was like, it's all piss takes. It's all piss takes in the afternoon, the night. You do your work, you do your pack up, you make sure everything's cleaned down, and then it's just moco time while you're on the clock.
Yeah, you only at nighttime you only have to do enough to not be a problem. As long as you do that, like we would just do the bare minimum. Make sure the place is clean for the people who start in the morning. And they won't ever bother you. Then you can just do whatever you want.
The judges of your performance were not the people in the store at the time.
That's right.
It was the people who opened the next morning.
Correct.
So as long as you left them a clean shop, no matter how much fucking around you did at night,
didn't matter.
They would love you because they're like, "Hey, Greeno does the best cleanup."
Yep.
Like he left us everything prepped. It's all good. We're good to go. It was so easy to set up in the morning. They love your work. Not knowing that I sat there and just rolled a ball of Glad wrap for fucking 2 hours.
Yeah.
On company time.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
Because the stuff you can do your prep work in like 45 minutes. And then you've got like another 4 or 5 hours of your shift to burn. And that's when the fun begins. So the nighttime, anyway, long story short, nighttime crew was always better than daytime crew, I think.
Yeah. I forget what the point of this story was. That's what it was.
I like stories about pinatas.
Good story. So anyway, do the grocery shopping in the morning, out of there for 8:59 because I want to get the Dan Murphy's spot on open because that's the best clientele as well. They're the raging alcoholics. The ones that are there that are so keen for a drink that they're outside the store before the Dan Murphy's opens, just waiting for those shutters to go up.
I know the feeling too, because they're normally like, I don't know about you, in my area, they're normally older guys. So it'll be
a lot of older guys.
Yeah, 60-year-olds. Because I love going to the bottle shop at that time of day because it makes me feel young. Because I walk in there and they're all like fucking grizzly old grey-haired dudes. Just you can tell an alcoholic when you see one.
Yeah.
And they're just like, or they might just be going to work or whatever. But I kind of stroll in there and I'm like, yeah, all right, I've still got 20 years. I can
feeling
make
young,
it.
feeling fresh.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Oath. Absolutely.
So knock that off early. Get out there. Realize that later in the day, thankfully, midday, someone rocked up to the exact same Dan Murphy's. Bit of COVID, fucked it for everyone.
What time?
So thankfully, a couple of hours after, 4 hours after. So I'm all sweet. Beautiful. We're all good. Which gets me back to the original point of this story. Because I'm like, where the fuck was I going with this? Our whole suburb now, which we were hoping was going to be out of lockdown pretty soon, now back in hard lockdown.
Nice, Gary!
Not because we've had no cases for 8 weeks. And our
zero cases, Greeno.
Zero cases, not one case for 8 weeks, but we're in lockdown the entire time.
Fuck.
Our local member was trying to get us out of the lockdown so the kids could at least go back to school. And then this dickhead fucked it up for everyone in 1 week. Now,
yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. This dickhead fucked it up for everyone. But ultimately, it's the politicians who make the decision.
It's not the dude's fault. It's
No,
fucking
no. It's the politicians that make the decision. Like they're the ones who go, all right, shut it all down. And sometimes don't you feel like it's fair to say, don't you think you're overreacting a little bit right at this point, you know? Like for your example, 8 weeks, nothing. Yeah, that's ridiculous, you know? Like, because where I live, it's like every day they're smashing a Greeno, 300, 250, 300. Yeah. And you're just like, down there, Greeno's got his hand up at the back of the classroom going, excuse me, sir, I haven't done anything. Why am I getting punished here? What am I getting like this?
Exactly.
Anyway.
So I was like, look, I'm going to do the right thing, man. We're all in this together, Damo. And then I see this from fucking Russell Crowe during the week.
Yep.
Turns out that Rusty is filming literally fucking 10 minutes up the road from me.
Nice,
so it's good to know that kids' education, not so much essential, but Hollywood films with Russell Crowe, essential filming.
Do you like your novelty comedy songs organic? Handmade with painstaking care, put into every note? Well, look no further than Irrational Times. Using only the finest instruments to create an experience that your ears will thank you for later, Irrational Times attempts to elevate the whimsy to a desirable level. New songs and sketches every week, so check it out.
There's a place that we can go to watch old things. All the warm, fuzzy member berries it brings. It's a special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Campy old movies and old cartoons. We hope to see you over there very soon. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. When we were kids and there wasn't any school, we'd sit and watch all the best cartoons, eating cereal until it was noon. We never thought that 30 years later it'd still be cool. Saturday night and cheesy movies, the ones that used to show us boobies. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy.
Now with less than 3% sport content. It's the starting block on TAVshow.com.
Yes, welcome back to the block. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, remember, if you want to get in touch with us, best way to do so would be via the little blue bird. Follow Greeno at the starting block, one word, drop the K at the end. Follow myself at BoogieBumper Greeno. It's been a roller coaster ride of a show tonight so far.
It's been rough. It's been rough, but the audio, whatever you did after the last restart, seems to have done the job. The audio's been good since.
Yeah. You know what it is? I figured it out. My mute button on my main mic must be getting a little sticky behind there or something. It must be getting a little worn, right? So, because it's basic, it also acts as a cough button. You know, it's like muting. So I think that's what it is. So maybe the connection's a little. So that's fine. That's just one button. I can fix that, no problem. Don't have to replace shit. So that's good.
Beautiful.
That'd be a good news story, Green. Speaking of good news, can we do hero or douchebag, please?
It's been a while since we've done hero or douchebag.
I know, man. It's been so long. So you sent this through. So can you give us any background on this, or how'd you come across it?
Saw it on the internet.
Thanks, mate. That's it's great radio. So not only has he left me hanging with 10 minutes of dead air, he's also sandbagging me when it comes to segues. So that's fantastic. All right, so let's not give the listeners any background or any segue or any kind of you know,
10 minutes of dead air. 10 minutes of
witty
dead air wasn't my fault,
retort,
sir.
nothing.
Now I will cop the fucking fact that I failed to send you the rundown. That's on me. That's the dead air is not my problem.
You have let the team down tonight.
You dick!
Not sending
I didn't do
rundowns,
the dead air,
sandbagging, dead air. I mean, it's all happening.
That's it. I can't talk when I can't hear you.
Nice.
That's all your fault, mate. So you said this.
Well, this on the internet. Yeah.
Let's let the video speak for itself then.
Can's mother has been forced to block dozens of calls after her ex-partner allegedly took her phone number and plastered on poles here around the CBD, telling people to call up and impersonate Chewbacca for a chance to win $100.
Nice, Gary.
So some dude has gone, look, you know, I'm a bit unhappy that Sheila left me. What can I do? Can I try and woo her back? Can I try and do a movie thing? I'll send her flowers. I'll write her some poems. Maybe I'll serenade her underneath her balcony. Nah, fuck that bitch. I'm gonna sit there and put a number up and get people to leave a voicemails.
I've got a little story time for you, guys.
I like stories about pinatas.
When I was younger, a friend of mine did something very similar to somebody else that I knew who was also a friend of mine, but they were in two different circles, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So what they did to this guy was they found a picture of like a really nice Subaru WRX or something. And they put that up like on a piece of paper. This is back before, you know, the internet was really dominating everything. So what you would do is like at the local supermarket, we're now talking like old people, Greeno.
Yeah. Back in my day,
what you would do is like at the local supermarket, there would be a pin board there and people would pin, you know, a picture and with a phone number of something like lost puppy or whatever. If you see the puppy, call this number, and you'd rip off the little phone number, little piece of paper, like a tassel hanging off it. So anyway, what they did was they found like a picture of a really nice fucking Subaru WRX or something, and then put, you know, the little phone number thing around, but put a price on it that was like, you know, 80% cheaper than what it should be. Yeah. So it was like, you know, brand new Subaru WRX, done no kilometers, $2,000. And so this guy would just constantly get text messages and phone calls. But you've also got to think, what kind of a person would be interested in buying a Subaru WRX off the clipboard for $2,000, Greeno? It's all going to be like, yeah, cuz I saw your fucking thing. Hey, what are you saying? The car's not for fucking sale? Fucking what is this, bro? Fuck off. So he was getting like that. That's how psychologically they targeted him. So he was constantly getting like angry phone calls and text messages from people because he would say, nah, it's bullshit. Somebody set me up. In the end, he started saying, I've sold it already. Because that was quicker than explaining the story to everyone else.
Brilliant.
So that was back in the day, though. Now
have I not heard that story before? That is so good.
Yeah. I'll tell you off air who did it and who they did
tell me
it
off
to.
air. I think I know who it was.
You know both the guys involved, but they
there we go.
But the guy who was getting the phone calls and stuff has no idea it was the other person because they know each other. But he just fucked with him. And like this is 20 years later now or something.
Yeah,
he still doesn't know who
prank
did it.
though.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Nice, Gary.
I'll tell you off air. So anyway, let's carry on with this. So the ex-wife, is it the ex-wife or girlfriend? Or I think it's girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend is receiving
ex-girlfriend.
calls.
So she's getting phone calls and people just start, you know, I can do it, Chewbacca. I haven't done it for a few years. No, that's all right.
Imagine waking up to 40 voicemails.
Telling people to
Listen
call
to this,
up
listen to
and
this. They
impersonate
play some.
Chewbacca for a chance to win $100.
This would be the most childish breakup I've ever had. Like, all you had to do was be mature and go, I don't love you anymore, I want to move on.
No.
The calls have been waking her and
That'd be too easy.
her 3 young children up at odd hours in the evening, and they're yet to stop.
Yes, give that man this hero is called Hero Douchebag. It's fucking very obvious. Hero. Like
Nice, Gary.
Because, like, don't get me wrong, like, there can be some bad breakups and people ring up and they're very abusive, like, fuck you, slut, like, all that kind of aggressive bullshit, like, I hope you fucking die. None of that. He's just gone, look, fuck it. Like, I'm going to take a different approach. I'm just going to get people to call up and do Chewbacca impersonations. That is actually the most responsible way to treat a breakup, post-breakup, compared to a lot of very aggressive behavior. Yeah. In my eyes, this man's a hero.
It's like, so that's your position. My position is it's a really shitty thing to do to somebody, like to get to fuck with them on that level where they're like getting annoying calls and stuff. But but that's the thing. It's too funny to be evil or something, you know? Yeah. It's just so childish. So it's just so fucking, it's so teenage a thing to do.
Yeah. Like it's not like putting the number up going, you know, for a good time, call Karen. Yeah. It's basically just, it's less kind of mean than that.
Exactly. It's just annoying. Yeah. It's not evil. It's just annoying.
Annoying. That's why I think he's a hero. This is the lesser of two evils, I think.
Yeah. Move on.
The calls have been waking her and her 3 young children up at odd hours in the evening, and they're yet to stop.
I won $500.
Yeah, so not only are they doing the Chewbacca voice, they're probably calling back a couple of times going, hey, where's my money?
Where's my money? I'm also thinking, just to delve a little bit deeper on this, what kind of weird individual thinks calling up a random number and leaving that voicemail is worth $100?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
you know, competitions.
Yeah, you're basically guaranteeing. You're basically guaranteeing it's only going to be like drunk people or morons.
Yeah, just morons. Yeah. Like it's the Quizmania clientele.
Yeah. Oh, it's a fantastic little social experiment, though, isn't it? Like people just calling.
It's great.
Nice, Gary.
So we've decided he's a hero. He's a hero.
I think hero personally. I put in the vote. Is anyone actually watching this show still?
I doubt it. I doubt it. I wouldn't be.
Yeah. Everyone dropped off after the first 6 minutes of dead air.
Yeah. I don't blame them. Story time, Greeno.
I like stories about pinatas.
I'd like to give a bit of an update on how homeschooling's going, Damo. Okay. You know, I think I mentioned last week, I've got the 6-hour school day down to a spelt 2 hours now. No fucking around. Cutting out the riffraff, man. No time for thing. Recess overrated. I've realized. You know, want a break in the middle of the day? Fucking, I don't get a break.
Nah.
You know, I have to
get used to taking a half-hour lunch break, kid. Because that's the way it's going to be for most of your life.
Exactly. So I'm trying to prep her early. I know she's a kindergarten kid, but you know, got to prep her early.
But Daddy, I'm hungry. Here, have a coffee and a cigarette. That'll tide you over till lunch. That'll get you through.
Yeah, we do it. Yeah, you ate breakfast 6 hours ago, right? You should be covered.
Fine.
But anyway, we get given our plan each week, and it's good because I must admit, teachers are doing a great job. They're putting together good lesson plans, doing a lot of videos and stuff.
Which you're just editing on the fly though, and taking like big chunks of it out. Yeah, I'm
doing Stefan Steers' favorite segment, skipping that. We talked about.
Don't need to learn that shit, kid. Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
don't need that.
Do we need to count to 15 again today, kid? Nah, man, fuck that. Do we want to watch the pedophile video again? Nah, man, we'll skip that.
Is that the Bilby guy or whatever it is that chucks things?
Yeah, the dude I mentioned. No, that's not Blippy.
Blippy, right.
Which I realized during the week. Fuck, man, quick story time inside of story time.
I like stories about pinatas.
Our show got tagged last week on YouTube, right?
Did it?
Say, hey, you've got some copyright. We can't replay it. Well, you said that. You're the one that sent it.
Oh, yeah, because it didn't go up. But I didn't read the email or anything. I was just like, because when it didn't go up, I was like, oh, it's got to be because we played that Letterman clip. You know.
I thought so too. I'm like, we played the Letterman clip, all good.
Yeah.
Until my kid was watching that Blippy thing again during the week, that dude, for the one video, had 16 million views.
Jesus, fuck.
And I'm like, I think it's Blippy that's fucked us instead of Letterman.
You reckon?
Because Maybe, because this guy, apparently he makes $18,000 a day off just YouTube downloads.
Gee, wow, fuck yeah, that makes
I
sense.
shit you not. He's worth $40 million from nothing but like doing these like crazy little things. And I'm like,
Yeah.
where are we on the fiduciary situation when it comes to our YouTube? Surely, like I know we're not at 16 million, but surely those 8 viewers are got to be worth something.
No, yeah, like fractions of fractions of fractions of fractions of fractions of a cent. I've had this experience with the guys who did the song Fickle's Lead, which is like this German. You know that song I've played on my podcast a few times?
Yeah.
The national anthem of Boogie Stan Greener. So, so what they've been doing is they've now gone through like my whole back catalog, and every couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks or whatever, I get another email, and it's like, the owner of this song has claimed monetization over this video of yours because you played but see, the thing is though, like my YouTube videos are lucky to get like 100 views, so they're spending hours. They must be like hand doing it. It's not the algorithm. They're going back and listening to the show like hour after hour after hour in the back catalog to find where I might have played their song for like 30 seconds or something, you know? And then they're like, got him again. But it's 100 people watching it. So they would be getting like not even 1 cent. It would be fractions of a cent each time. So it's so much so like when I play the song now, I'm like, here you go, boys. You earned it. Like this, you can have these fractions of a cent. It's like I don't even bend over to pick up 50 cents in the street, Greeno.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, nah, leave it there. Who gives a fuck? So you can have that.
Yeah,
so you're probably right, because Letterman, what would Letterman have? I bet people are making money off Letterman clips on YouTube, but I bet it's not David Letterman, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely not. I reckon Blippi's all over us. He's jumped straight on.
Smashed
He's
us.
like, hang on.
That's
You're
a
gonna take
dick
the piss
move.
out of me and the Will It Float fucking thing. Like you're gonna hang shit on me for ripping off Will It Float? Fuck you guys. I'm gonna pull down your video.
Yeah, so he steals from David Letterman, and then we show a clip of him stealing from David Letterman, and he steals from us. Greeno. That's horrifying, isn't it? What?
It's a very vicious circle.
You dick!
I got distracted. What we're talking about? My kid's school. So going through the lesson plan. Get to the thing. She has to do this dance break halfway through the day. All right.
Okay.
So let's get the kids up and active. To get them away from the screen. Get up and jump in. Do a bit of dance. And they give a different lesson each day. And this is where we got the homeschooling Milo for the Milo rankings the other week.
Okay.
So anyway, this week we're going through and I'm looking at the lesson plan and I see this one. It's like click on Brain Break and scroll down to this particular lesson. And the lesson is called Dance Like Your Parents.
Okay.
And I'm thinking back and I'm like, how fucking drunk do I need to get my kid to get her to dance like I do?
Nice, Gary!
Because the only time I'm getting up on the dance floor is like fucking 19 beers in, then the lightning feet come out. It's
that's a good point. You're not a dancer. You're definitely not.
I'm not a dancer. But when I'm pretty hammered, I'm up there. I've got the lightning feet going.
How do you dance? Do you just do like kind of stereotypical white guy dancing? Is that?
No, it's kind of like an epileptic fit. Is the way I describe my dancing technique after 19 schooners.
There's a lot of thrashing.
Yeah, a lot of thrashing, a lot of feet movement.
A lot of stuff happening from like the knee down. A lot of little kicks.
Yeah, a lot of knee down stuff. There's not much happening. It's a bit more river dance than it is any other kind of dance.
Right. So the arms are straight down by the sides.
The arms are pretty straight, and if they are out and about, they're probably flailing because my Maltese heritage would be coming out. The wog kind of arms.
Do you keep them in and just kind of cock from the elbows, Greeno? Cock the elbows.
Not quite Elaine from Seinfeld type action. It'd be, I think it'd be a bit more shoulder work.
Shoulder work.
If I'm trying to reflect back, a bit more shoulder work. Bit from the shoulders, bit up, down. Get the chest pumping.
Yeah.
Shaky.
Get that cleavage out, Greeno.
Like I've got a bosom, correct, sir.
Nice, Gary!
So ultimately, to get back to the point at hand, gave her 6 schooners just to get her dancing properly, like her parents.
I like stories about pinatas.
Fantastic.
Damon, we love retro on this show. We love stepping back in time, if you will. And I'll tell you, a man who loves stepping back in time. Man loves stepping back in time more than we do is Daryl Summers, because Daryl Summers in his heyday, he hasn't done anything good since what, 1991? There or thereabouts.
Yeah. When was the revival thing, Greeno? When did that happen?
That would have been about 2004, maybe.
Okay, 2004.
Yeah, there or thereabouts.
Right.
Is when I imagine it was definitely after we left high school, and a while ago.
Well, I mean, people like to hang shit on Daryl. He's a little bit like the William Shatner of Australian family entertainment, isn't he? But people like to hang shit on him. But he was on this show. What was it, for like 30 years? It was a top show.
30 years, easy.
Like, he doesn't have to do anything. He probably just hangs out and plays drums, because he was a drummer. And he just, kind of chills and doesn't really give a fuck, I reckon. Like, I don't think he cared about his career after Hey Hey. It didn't.
No, well, that's the thing. I think he's still hanging on to Hey Hey because he keeps on trying to revive it.
Oh.
I think he's sitting at home watching like old episodes, the back catalog, day in, day out. He has his own kind of red faces, like brings in the strangers off the street.
Or the family, Greeno.
Yeah, and just has a gong.
All right, kids, who wants to play another Summers family Christmas game? Oh, God, it's not red faces again, is it, Grandad?
It's red faces again, exactly.
No.
But the good news, though, Damo, is Hey Hey is coming back for another anniversary special. I think it's
really?
Nice, Gary!
Hey Hey.
Fuck.
Now, what I'm looking forward to, though, sir, is some quality racism. If you're gonna do it properly, Daryl. We need the old school fucking racist. Hey Hey. I want to see blackface. I want to see insulting Kamal.
The Kamal stuff is now when you watch it, it is fucking brutal. What they were, the shit that they were doing to Kamal, man. Like, there's no way that would go, like, that would fly now. But again, the difference is, I think now if you did one of those jokes, there's a likelihood that the person on the show would lose their shit, throw their mic off. It would become a huge scandal. Whereas Kamal was just laugh along, and he would give it back to them as well. Like he would do like smart ass lines about Aussies and like dumb fucking Australians and stuff, and everybody laughed at that as well. But you can't have that kind of open laughing about these stereotypes.
Nah,
the reason it's funny is not because it's racist. The reason it's funny is because it's dumb.
Dumb.
It's dumb.
But I'm kind of half fingers crossed that Hey Hey just doubles down on the anniversary special and makes it a racist special.
So what kind of segments will we have on the racist special?
Basically everything they did in the 80s.
Okay, so it's not going to be on YouTube then. It's definitely not going to be.
And just do it in the modern day. Right. Because the amount of outrage it's going to cause, it's going to get fucking click central.
Oh, it will.
Because Daryl's already in shit, right? Because they've already had to like apologize for stuff they did 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So fuck it. Like, he's already apologized for it. They should double down.
Yeah. It's like double jeopardy. You can't pin the same crime on me twice. Like,
exactly.
So if I'm already a racist, may as well embrace it, Greeno.
Exactly.
So have the whole band there in like clan outfits, for example. That might be something we can do. Pluck a Duck is basically a Klansman anyway already.
Well, Pluck a Duck he used to sexually harass all the audience members anyway. So he's already got the sexual harassment side of things done.
That's right. He used to go up and rub the ladies on the bum and stuff, wouldn't he, when he was dancing?
Sure did.
Yeah. But they loved it, Greeno, the old ladies.
They loved it because it was comedy back in the 90s.
That's right.
In
It
the
was
80s.
fun.
A guy in a duck suit.
All right, so we're settled then. If Hey Hey comes back, it has to come back racist or don't come back at all.
Exactly. Don't do it.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's a cheap imitation of the original, and I'll protest, sir.
That's fantastic.
Nice, Gary.
Glad we got that sorted.
Speaking of racism, this week we love a racist story. And look, don't get me wrong, we don't condone racism on this show, but we just like to point out some of the hypocrisy and the outrage that seems to be either over the top or kind of pumped up a little bit. And I saw this on the MLB during the week because social media was going nuts about someone yelling out something at a baseball game. Very untoward.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, I don't know if you've seen the movie 42. You ever seen that film?
No.
There's a very uncomfortable scene. The movie's about Jackie Robinson, the first African-American player in the major leagues.
Right.
And kind of the struggles he had coming in as the only African-American player.
Right.
And there's one really like harsh scene to watch in the current day where you've got the manager of the opposing team just berating him with the N-word over and over and over and over and over. And it's really uncomfortable in the modern day and age, but that's what happened back in the day.
Okay.
And we got a bit of a recollection of that this week. Did I send you the video or did I send you
Yeah, I've got
the
a video
story?
here.
Let's listen to the video.
Oh, wait, because I don't have my screen on. There you go. All
right. Okay. 3 yesterday. Here's the 1-0. And again, it's 2-0. And this is not to pick on Ben. Hits today. 3 yesterday. Here's the 1-0. And again, it's 2-0. And this is not to pick on.
All right. So social media went nuts after that clip. Now, the video, everyone can hear the audio.
Yeah.
The audio was there for everyone to listen to, and social media lost their mind. They're like, how dare, because Lewis Brinson was the man at bat for the Mariners, and he's an African-American player. And they're like, someone in the crowd is yelling the N-word at this player. This is disgraceful. This should not happen. They need to find this man. They need to throw him out of the stadium, ban him for life. This is reprehensible. We can't have this anymore. And then people were doubling down on that, going, it's a disgrace that the people around this man didn't point him out, because the Rockies put out a statement saying, we could not find the guy that was saying these things. We interviewed the people around the area that we thought it was coming from, and no one could point out a man who was saying the M-word.
But see, that's what you're saying there is a fine example of the kind of psychosis, the psychology of crowds right now. It's like that's where their mind jumps to. It's not that, because the fact that nobody's getting, for one example, out of all the things you mentioned, right? The fact, nobody around him is saying anything. All right, they're not getting angry. Okay, so to me, right? No, but to me, if I saw that, I would be like, maybe I misheard it. But to them, it's like, oh, that just proves that everyone around him is racist as well. Because they don't even entertain the idea that they might have got it wrong. They never entertain the idea that they might be wrong. Because I have heard about this story, and then, we'll get into it, obviously, because the team came out and apologized and all of this stuff. But then it's like it wasn't even good enough. They still had to come out and make a statement about how we'll ban anybody who's racist at the game. When that didn't even happen. Like they're now, you don't even have to be racist now. Because that's how everybody's tuned in to this fucking frequency, So
everyone lost their mind, saying, I can't believe this guy said the M-word and was played over TV and no one said anything about it. Can you pull up the statement from the Rockies the next day, please, sir?
There you go. Oh, hang on. Let me put it on there. All right, there you go.
On the big screen. The Colorado Rockies are disgusted at the racial slur by fan director Marlins. Oh no, this is the one on the first day. This is the statement after everyone was outraged.
Oh,
the Colorado Rockies are disgusted at the racial slur by fan director of the Marlins, Lewis Brinson, during the 9th inning of today's game. Although the subject was not identified prior to the end of the game, the Rockies are still investigating the incident. We have zero tolerance, blah, 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 blah. So everyone was like, this is disgraceful. They can't fucking find it. Now, the next day, I think I sent you that next one in the next DM.
Okay, let me have a look. But while I'm having a look quickly, Green, I think it's fair to mention this is supposed to be our Jimm N-word story of the week, by the way.
No, it isn't. It's something else. Yeah, Jimm N-word's got something after it.
Oh, okay. I thought this was Jimm N-word's story, Greeno.
No, Jimm N-word's got a different story.
God,
so we'll
see, this is what happens when I get a rundown 5 minutes before the show.
5 minutes late. That's my apologies.
Yeah. Just gives me another 15 seconds to look.
That's good. The silky smooth skills.
No, this is the only statement I have. Oh, hang on. All right, hang on. Yes. All right, I've got a video, I think, that goes by Clay Travis. Is this the one you're talking about? The Clay Travis tweet? Okay, that's all I have. One. That's all you gave me. So I don't think you gave me the thing that you think you did either.
Oh man, I'm having
you are having a fucking flyer tonight. I've never seen you like this. What is going on? Let's interrupt this story.
I like stories about pinatas.
What the fuck is going on? Are you okay? Like, I've never seen you this disorganized in my fucking life.
Juggling too many things at the moment, sir. Yeah. I know what the statement was though. So my apology. I can't believe I sent you the fucking original statement.
That's all right.
So the next day, the Rockies had to send out another statement to say we've investigated it, and it turns out the man. Actually, no, I did do it in the right order. It turns out the Rockies investigated it, and the man was actually yelling the word "dinger." Dinger.
Yeah.
So after all the outrage, after the apology, after the social media message say they're disgusted by the racial slur, no one bothered listening to the audio and checking the video where the dude is pointing to the mascot called Dinger and yelling and trying to get his attention. So he's like, hey, Dinger.
Dinger.
But everyone just heard that as something else. So maybe everyone else is racist.
Well, yeah, they want it. It's almost like they want it to be something else because it's another, excuse to get kind of frothy at the mouth and start tearing people apart again. Somebody, when you make requests on Twitter, sometimes dreams can come true. And this nice person did this for everybody, Greeno. I think you'll appreciate it.
But to curb your enthusiasm music.
Dinger! Hey, Dinger!
Dinger!
There you go.
Nice, Gary!
Fantastic.
Which does now bring us to the Jimm N-word story of the week.
Okay, so I thought I had the story of the week, and now I don't. So what's the story of the week?
No, you don't.
Okay.
So this is an ESPN anchor.
Okay.
Who, after that incident, and I shit you not, this was like the day after, ESPN anchor accidentally said digger and not a racial slur. So hang on, maybe it's time to retire the word dinger because it's the center of another racial controversy twice in 2 days. Following the dinger controversy at Collegeville in Colorado. There we go.
Yep.
ESPN anchor Antoinetta Collins had to similarly state she was not using a racial slur on live TV.
Okay. Is there a clip of this somewhere?
Yeah, it's in Jimm N-word's
I'm looking. Okay, so which one is it?
It's Antonella, the last one he sent through.
The last one. Oh, okay, cool. All right, got it.
Yeah, another dinger controversy.
All right, let's bring that shit up. Let's have a look.
This is literally the worst organized show, and it's completely my fault.
It's fine.
That we've done in a long while. We've had a shocker today.
I mean, I keep saying it. Send links. If you send the link, then there can never be any.
The link's already in the chat. Anyway.
No. You send a description. You say, okay, so this thing, it was the thing I DM'd. I'm like, yeah, okay, but what if you just sent me the link? Because then I can just click it out of the email and load it. You know what I mean? And then exactly the one that you want to talk about. Instead of I have to go back in and anyway, this is all. I guess we're going to break up soon, aren't we, Greeno? This show's going to be over. Big Jimm. All right, so we're finally at Big Jimm's story. All right, here's the video. Fuck.
Yeah.
Hang on. Shit.
Albert Pujols stole the show, knocking out his first homer against his former team as the Dodgers cruised to the 8-2 win. It was the first time Pujols faced the Angels since they cut him in May. His two-run stinger in the second.
Oh no, she said the word dinger. That's bullshit. She just said the M word.
Two-run nigger.
And two-run nigger. Let's play it back again.
Yeah. And I know this is gonna.
It's a slip of the tongue, I know. Very similar to
obviously.
when anyone says Carmichael Hunt. I don't mean to say the word cunt on air, but it happens.
Yeah, she definitely didn't mean it. But that's the thing, it doesn't matter if you mean it or not. They just fucking smash you anyway. But I've always thought, and I think you probably think similarly, although, this word might be ultra offensive, I just think the fact that we kind of childishly turn it into the N-word, that even just the way people because you'll see, sportscasters on TV. We thought we heard somebody saying the N-word. I always get this impression. It's like talking to a child saying you can't say the F word, you can't say the C word. And when you
but they can't say that on broadcast TV either.
Sure, but when you put that F word or C word ceiling on a word, Greeno, what does the kid do? They say it to their friends and fucking giggle because it's a naughty word. So you've basically turned it into a naughty word, which people on the internet do whatever they can to say as much as they can because you call it the N word. because you have this kind of bubble wrap around it. It's like the F word, little boys and girls. It's like the C word. Yeah, fuck that nigga. You know, like it's people are going to say that shit just for the laughs, Greeno. So anyway, that's
fair call.
Hey, it was so of course we're all laughing at this story because hey, she fucked up and said the N-word. You know?
Let's listen back to it one more time and then go to a break.
Okay.
Up another win over the Angels in the Freeway Series. Albert Pujols stole the show, knocking out his first homer against his former team as the Dodgers cruised to the 8-2 win. It was the first time Pujols faced the Angels since they cut him in May. His two-run stinger.
It's the JJ Stoner Spring Collection, the perfect attire for any and every occasion you can think of this season. Like we were in the mosh pit full of sweat and everyone's slapping, hitting, and pulling on you. This shit won't rip! Lunch at your favorite cafe? Brunch with the girls? These stylish ensembles will give you the confidence you need to look and feel your best. Or if you're getting arrested for possession, it comes with a built-in police stick-proof body armor. Keep swinging, pigs! Call now, and your order will come with a complimentary ounce of that dankest bubblegum slurricane that the South has to offer. Don't forget the wall tapestry! If you need to cover your wall, it works!
Hello, my name is Frozen Asian, and I'd like to tell you about my show, The Sunday Night Shit Show, every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Along with good conversations and laughing at funny and weird shit we find on the internet, we also have the Hat Cam, where I showcase my myriad of great-looking hats. Here is a testimonial from a great friend of mine who has enjoyed my hats lately.
I hope your next hat is a bullet. Jesus Christ, what are you, fucking Asian Dick Tracy? What's wrong with you? Why do you have to ruin my evening? Like, I was just gonna listen to my buds do their show, and you just gotta do that. You do the show without the hat.
So you're not enjoying it?
No!
Dude, Asian
come
Dick
on,
Tracy.
secretly you enjoy it.
You look like you're going undercover in Argentina, but it's not working.
I hate you. I hate you.
Oh, come on, you secretly love it.
No, I openly hate it.
And there you have it. So subscribe to the Sunday Night Shit Show at youtube.com/Sunday Night Shit Show. And hope to see you there on Sunday nights. Bye.
Welcome to The Starting Block. Follow on Twitter at The Starting Block. Drop the K at the end. Find the podcast on iTunes or on tavshow.com.
Yes, back on the block, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Damo, I don't know if you've kept an eye in the background. Giants absolutely crushing Richmond at the moment.
Really?
92-39 in the third quarter.
Holy shit! I had no idea. So don't tell me again. Don't tell me anymore because now I'm going to want to go back and watch it. So
fair enough.
They had a big lead. They beat Geelong last week as well. So
they did. I thought with Toby out, we'd struggle a bit more this week, but Jesus, crushing them.
Nice little run into the finals then. If you can do that, basically ends Richmond's chances. Then if they lose tonight, so that's over for them.
Done.
They're done for sure. So. Yeah, wow. How about that? That's a nice little, I guess, even though it's been a kind of shitty year for the Giants, the problem with the Giants this year, Greeno, is they've beaten teams that they shouldn't have beaten and they've lost to teams that they should have beat. It's one of those seasons. So,
yeah,
you know, unfortunately, like you beat Geelong, but then you drew against North Melbourne. You know, you lost against, you know, the guys down the bottom of the ladder and then you beat the guys at the top. But it is a nice kind of run into the finals. And I guess even though it's been a shitty year, it is a nice little taste of some kind of revenge to end Richmond's season, when they're the defending champs. You know, after they smashed us in that you can never get that grand final back. That's there forever.
No,
but you take the little ones that you get, like, you know, in return along the way. Then after that, you know, it'll be a nice feeling to end their year, I reckon.
Exactly, but also coming into the finals, if you know that you've beaten all the top teams leading into the finals, that just puts you in, like, you know, I know we're sitting 7th or 8th, whatever it may be.
Yeah,
like we've already beaten these guys. So
yeah, I mean the doggies won it from 7th, and they did it without their captain Bob Murphy, and they had a couple of other injuries. Like, that was an amazing year. Remember, they beat the Swans in the grand final that year.
Right.
So they did it from 7th. The Giants, if they do finish in the top 8, will finish 8th. I don't think anyone's ever done it from 8th. That's that.
No.
But I mean, by then, if you think about it, did you know they've been on the road for 8 straight weeks now?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, because they can't come back to Sydney because of lockdown. So they've played. They've played the whole second. Imagine if this happened in an American, team. So they've played the whole second half of the year away from home, while they're playing other teams that are at home and stuff like that. So if they do make it into the finals in 8th position, the thing with finishing 8th is you have to play all your finals games away, because we don't do a series. It's one and done. It's one and that's it. They've been away the whole year. What's the difference? They'll just treat it like any other. So that's, I don't know. You never know. Stranger things have happened, but got to get some players back. Got to get Toes. Toes is fucking really raring to go for the finals, but there's a couple.
He'll be fresh after another 2 week suspension.
Yeah. But I mean, they've still got to win. They've still got to win tonight. That was a bullshit suspension, by the way. I don't know if you saw it.
It was.
And I'm not just saying this because I'm a Giants fan, obviously, but nobody talked about the fact that Paddy Dangerfield, like, his footings went out from under him. He slipped.
Mm-hmm.
So went just the split second before he got to Toby, his foot slides on the grass maybe like half a foot, but that's enough to drop him down, his chest down, like, a good forearm width. So instead of the forearm hitting him on the chest and there's no problem, it kind of hit him at the bottom of the neck and slipped up and hit him in the neck. And so for that, Green gets like 2 weeks reduced to 1, can't appeal. But if I can't help but get the feeling, if you're Joel Selwood or fucking Buddy Franklin, you can do that shit all day and nobody even call it on the field, you know?
Exactly.
It's because it's
100%
him.
right.
It's because it's him.
Yeah.
So
got a bad rap.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
Admittedly, he's done some dumb shit.
He has, yeah. But you can't be judged on your past indiscretions, you know?
Yeah.
Got to take each one as it comes.
That was just unlucky.
Yeah. But if they get the win, fucking nice.
Nice, Gary.
Yeah, nice Gary to the Giants. Well, they're getting the win. They're up for fucking 60 points.
No. This is the thing, Greeno. Now, when you're a Giants fan, I know you're a Giants fan, okay, but when you were there for all the games in the first 4 years when we were getting smashed by 100 points every game,
by 100.
So there is a general mentality. I swear to God, this is 100% true. My wife and I have spoken about this often. As a Giants fan, you are trained to, like, even if you're winning by 40 or 50 points, it's not over until it's over. You know what I mean? Like, there could be 10 minutes left and we still think, oh, we could still bottle it from here. You know, like, because it's just drilled into us because we saw so many games where we thought we were going to win and then just get smashed right at the end. So
that's a fair call. I think I've been to like 12 Giants games with you, and every one we lost by 80. So
that's true. That's true.
I actually don't think I've ever seen the Giants win in person, because all the games I went, we were fucking terrible and we're getting pumped.
That's true.
I went to all the games when we were bad. We started winning and I stopped showing up.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I've been to 1 game in 2 years because of the COVID shit. So
COVID thing, yeah, that's outside your control. Yeah. You can't control that.
Yeah, I got to go to 1 game this year. That's what I'll get out of 2021. I got to go and see my football team play in person once. But it was a great win. We had like these annoying Essendon fans sitting near us, and it was a game against Essendon. We were smashing them. They came back and we ended up winning basically with like the last play of the game. And they were mouthing off the whole time, being fucking smart asses to everyone. They were sitting in the members stand too, by the way. Yeah, they clearly weren't members, but it was the most satisfying to stand up and go, all right, see you later. Good game. Thanks for coming, mate. Fucking good on you. Yeah. See you later, mate. That was the most satisfying. So if I could get 1 game out of the whole year, I'm glad that it's that one.
Nice, Gary.
Yeah.
Very good.
Got to look up the upside.
Damo, many years ago, we announced, and I think it was an official poll that we sent out to the listeners that the biggest wanker in F1 at that point, Sebastian Vettel.
Yes.
And since that time, we've referred to Sebastian Vettel as the biggest wanker in F1, just out of proxy. But I think we've reached the point now where, like, realistically,
got to pass the torch on.
The data from 8-9 years ago is now outdated, and we need to reflect. And there's one man who, not only does he take title after title after title after title, he gets this title as well, because Lewis Hamilton.
Nice, Gary.
We've given a lot of shit to Lewis over the years, and quite rightly. But he's peaked this week. Where I saw this article last night, I had to send it to you after I thought I'd sent you the rundown, but hadn't actually sent you the rundown. Said add it to the rundown. Lewis Hamilton sparks backlash as he boasts about his dog's planet-saving vegan diet. Okay, let's just take that in for a moment.
Whilst timing.
While sitting on a private jet. So let's reflect on that sentence. So Lewis decided to send out a fucking tweet.
There it is.
Was talking about,
and it has to be said, Greeno, all fairness, it's a very pattable dog. I would love to go up to that dog and grab him by the ears and kind of rough up his face a little bit and go, "Who's a good boy? Who's a boy? Big beautiful boy," and let him lick me on the face and get it right up in his nose. I would love to do that to that dog. That has to be said. We have to be fair.
It has to be said. But Lewis has posted this talking about how his dog is on a vegan diet and how it's good for the planet. Good for the planet. So this poor dog, all it wants is a fucking tin. It wants a tin of chum and a bone. That's all it wants.
Tin of chum.
But Lewis has decided to give him
so chumpy, you can carve it.
Spot on. Lewis decided to get this fucking poor dog a plate of, papayas, some raspberries.
Because he's a bulldog, I think. It's like, and if he eats a tin of chum, Greeno, he's the kind of dog where it ends up all over his face as well.
It's everywhere.
Wouldn't he love to just dive into a big bowl of fucking chum where you cube it, Greeno?
You cube it, yeah.
Out of the tin. A whole tin's worth, smash it into a bowl. There you go, little fella.
Down.
Get into that.
Instead, Lewis has given him a vegan diet of dragon fruit. Dragon fruit, papaya, kiwis, and a raspberry, and a bit of mango as well. And that poor dog looks fucking miserable. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It really does. If you're listening to the podcast, you can't see the picture on the screen. This dog looks like fucking walking death. It's so sad because it's got strawberries and pineapple and shit to eat. Like, where's the fucking? How about some like chicken livers and stuff? How about chicken necks, a nice big fucking beef bone or something for a good boy? Good boys get the nice big fucking juicy treats, No, shut up and eat your blueberries.
So Lewis is bragging about how he's got his dog on a vegan diet for the good of the planet whilst riding on a private jet. Now, between the Tag Heuer watches and everything else Lewis has done, the fucking fake racial outrage protests, etc., etc.
Suing the fucking Hamilton watch company because he thinks he can copyright his own name.
Something from 1800s. Yeah, spot on. I hate to do it, but I think we definitely have to officially transfer the mantle of biggest wanker in F1
it had to
Lewis Hamilton.
Nice, Gary.
Had to be done. It was about time because I've been thinking that our conversations, Greeno. I've had Lewis Hamilton as the biggest wanker in F1 for years now, and now it's good. It's good that you finally made it official, though. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel like it's been an undercurrent, like. There's been rumblings in the block family about, look, I feel like this should have transferred years ago. And it really was, because all we do is talk about how Lewis is a wanker for probably the best part of 4 years. We just forgot to transfer the mantle and the title. But that's fine.
Yeah, because Sebastian Vettel's gone from like the hotshot young kid to when he looks back on his career, he's going to be like, hang on, there was a whole decade there where I did nothing. So, and whether he likes it or not, that's just the way he's going to be remembered. So he's gone from the hotshot wanker, Sebastian Vettel. He's now like Alonso. He's the veteran, wily veteran who gets the best out of a car that has no right to be up where it is. That's what he is now. He's he's Fernando Alonso of 10 years ago when Fernando, like, he won those 2 back-to-back championships, and then he never had another car capable of it. But everyone acknowledged that he was probably the quickest driver in the field.
The best racer. Exactly. 100%. Well, that as well, the thing was sad because we talked about it when we went to the F1s in 2012.
2012, yeah.
That, despite the fact he seemed like a wanker on the outside, he was actually a very likable dude.
Yeah.
And I watched this clip during the week where they're
Just
doing
a
this
chill
like
German. He's just like,
Yeah.
well, whatever. I do not care. We go for a trip on a boat, and it'll all be fucking wonderful.
It'd be good.
Yeah.
And he's a fucking really likable dude. Like in the last race, he came second, and he wore this shirt because I forget what country they were at, and basically it was a situation where they stone gays or whatever. Like it was real harsh. But basically, he's just like, well, I'll just wear something. Just points out like, I'm kind of against it. And it wasn't really a political statement. He wasn't going up there like waving a flag or just refusing to do anything. He's just like, look, I'm just going to wear this shirt. I'm not going to fucking point it out, but I'm just going to keep my mouth shut and go up there. And then the FIA said, you can't wear that shirt up there, even though Lewis has been wearing Black Lives Matter shirts for the last year and a half. Let's not point that out.
Yeah.
But he went up there on the podium because he came second. And afterwards, they were like, you can't do that. That's against the rules. And he said, look, if they don't fucking like it, take the podium off me then.
Nice, Gary!
What are they going to do? Take the podium off me? I'm like, fucking God, I love Sebastian Vettel. And then I watched him on another clip earlier this week where they were doing like behind the scenes, they were doing trivia about can you name all the F1 champions going backwards?
Oh, he knows his shit, Sebastian. Yeah.
The dude is a fucking idiot savant.
Yeah.
He named every single F1 champion from now back to the first ever F1 champion. Didn't make a mistake. I think the closest was Verstappen, who got like back to maybe mid-90s.
Yeah, so the German and the Dutch guy, like
but he's just he's a consummate, like he's just a nerd of F1. And even like Ricardo said, look, Ricardo got back to the 90s as well, but he was just like, Seb's going to get all of these, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
He just knows everything. He's a historian. And
what's the future look like for Ricardo, man? Is he going to be challenging for podiums or?
It's tough. The McLaren's been set up. By the way, we've managed to get this show back on track somehow. It's gone back to normal bullshit.
Yep.
Rough start. Like I said, all my fault. The McLaren's set up not to his liking. They've set up the McLaren for Lando, who's their number one driver,
right?
And it's set up in a way that gets the most out of it for the way Lando drives.
Right.
Whereas the Renault last year was set up in a way that got the best out of how Dan drives.
Why would he go to be a number 2 at McLaren from Renault? Like, what's is that? That's not really. That's not an up. That's not an upways. That's a sideways move. You know what I mean?
It's a very sideways move, but I think he went there thinking he was going to be the number one, or equal number ones. It just never works out that way. I think he thought that Renault was on the going backwards and McLaren was going forwards.
Right.
So he thought he'd get more of a chance there. But it's just amazing how a car setup can impact how much a driver drives the car and see the results. Because Lando's doing good. I think he's 4th in the championship, and Dan's down in like 9th. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, look, he's
how long did he sign for?
2-3 years.
2-3, because he's getting on now, isn't he? On the other side of 30 now.
I think he's just turned 30. So
right, so he's getting close.
He's getting reasonably young.
Yeah, but he's getting close to missing his chance with a good team to win a championship. That's what I mean. Like, you probably got another 2-3 years. 33, 34, I reckon, is about it. Damon Hill, I think, was the oldest, wasn't he? And he was like 36 or something when he won it.
36. I think maybe Mansell might have been the oldest.
You could be right, 40.
Perhaps.
Yeah, because he was like 40 years old, I think.
I feel like Mansell was a bit older. I could be wrong.
Schumacher probably won one pretty late too. He probably would have been.
He did, but
37.
Schuey'd already won a whole bunch. I think it's different if you've already won one. If you're trying to get your first one, like Mansell, I think, and Hill, I think, like it's a different.
Yeah, if you're not one of those guys who's going to be consistently at the top, you're probably lucky if you get one shot. Remember, Webb's had that one shot to win the championship.
1 year,
you get one chance, and then it was actually ironically Vettel who rammed up his ass in that wet race that ruined the championship for him because he would have won it.
That's when we labelled him the biggest wanker in F1.
That's right, and it's only just now that he's actually shaken that tag,
taking that title.
Nice.
All right, what do we got? We got Statmans, and let's get the fuck out of here. What do you say?
No, we do. Oh, sorry, just quickly, one more thing. The tough thing for Ricardo is like Norris is a legit racer as well. Like, you know, even though he's older, like Norris is good. So, you know, it's going to be hard for him to outdo his teammate in any event, even if he has the car set up the way he likes it. So that was the last point on that.
Oh, now I've got one more. So what happened with what's it around Kubica? What's happening there?
Oh, he's done. He's doing Indy cars now, I think.
Indy cars, is he? Okay, because I remember last year before COVID hit, they were talking about, you know what, he's getting back into the Formula Ones. He's going to be a test driver again. He's on his way back.
He was doing test driving, and then COVID hit, and I think basically just
couldn't take the risk
again, and went and did the Indy cars and doing pretty well over there
Indy cars aren't bad. It's just, I don't know why can't I get into Indy cars as much as I like Formula Ones, even though a lot of the times the Indy cars better racing, you know?
Yeah, no, it is. Like the F1, it's just, the racing
it's
for the
procession.
most part pretty horrendous.
Yeah. F1's like a war of attrition, whereas IndyCar, I think, is more like shootout, if that makes any sense.
No, you make a good point. But when we try to get into the A1, when they released that.
Yeah, that's right. All the national teams.
Yeah, we tried to get into that, and I don't know what it is. We just
first season I was into it. First season I thought, you know what, I can support this. It's all the same, supposedly all the same cars. So you know, whoever the best team is wins. Wasn't Will Power driving in that?
He was, I think we came like 8th in the overall anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I don't know the answer to your question. I can't get into Indy cars either. So
I guess it's just an American. The American sports, like they don't. It doesn't matter if it's not popular outside of America because America's big enough to, you know, NASCAR. Nobody gives a fuck about NASCAR outside of America, but it doesn't matter. It's still the biggest racing. You know, nobody gives a fuck about IndyCar outside of America. Maybe Canada. Canada you accept. Mexico, fine, fair enough.
Yeah.
But you know, the whole rest of the world, it's like Formula One. You know, so. They don't give a fuck, I guess. But you go to America, he's probably making more money in the States driving IndyCar coming fourth than he would 100%. Be in a Formula One, you know.
Exactly.
So good on him. Good luck to him. Good.
Nice, Gary.
Sorry, quick motorsport story as well. I saw this last.
I like stories about pinatas.
Never seen this before in my life. Maverick Vinales suspended by Yamaha for riding his motorcycle and racing it inappropriately.
What?
So I was like, what the fuck does this mean?
Inappropriate racing? Did he have his cock out or something while he was driving around?
No, well, they were really, really cagey with the rationale behind the suspension. They're like, we've looked at the telemetry and we feel that Maverick didn't race the bike in the spirit of competition and put the bike and his competitors at danger. I'm like, what the fuck is this all about? And
it's pretty dangerous sport last time I checked, you know.
Yeah,
like, anyway,
apparently what was happening is it was like he was trying to blow the engine because he was refusing to take the bike out of 5th gear.
What?
So he's going down the straight, and when you normally flick it to 6, he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to rev the fuck out of this thing and refuse to put it in 6.
Wait, so he refused or it wouldn't, or he decided that he shouldn't because he heard a noise or something? Or
no, he kept on doing it throughout the race.
Why?
Even though the bike was out, who knows?
That's
what's so confusing about it. Okay. It's very weird. It was like he was trying to sabotage the race.
He was trying to. Do you reckon he was trying to fucking tank? And like maybe there was a bit of betting money involved or something?
Well, I don't know about betting money, but the fact that Yamaha has stood him down and are not naming a replacement rider for this week. So they got one bike short. So something fucked up has gone on.
Wow.
That they've suspended their own rider and are not putting their bike in there, which is going to cost them constructors points.
Fuck, so it wouldn't surprise me if there was something out that it turns out they're doing an internal investigation. This is a way to buy themselves time. You know, so you can buy a couple of weeks by saying, no, we're standing him down and we're doing an investigation before you bring anything to the public. It won't surprise me if in a week or two it turns out like, oh, some chick he gave $10,000 to her to go and bet that he would, you know, be out of the race by lap something or other on some exotic overseas betting agency. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't surprise me. Is he normally a guy who runs around like mid-table or something like that? Or is he a challenger or?
No, he's normally a challenger. This is Maverick Vinales. We've been talking about this dude for years.
Yeah.
Just really strange. I don't know. I'm intrigued as to what kind of happens. But yeah, all very, very strange going on.
Once you hear
MLB
something
stat-
like that, I just think straight away, because we've heard so many stories.
so suspicious.
It's got to be a
Yeah.
rort. He's got to be making money somewhere.
I've never seen that in my life. Like someone being stood
weird.
down and not being replaced. Like it's so weird.
Statman.
Before we get Statman, Corbin Burns joins Aaron Nola. He joins Aaron Nola and Tom Seaver in 1970 as the only pitchers in MLB history this week to strike out 10 consecutive batters in a game.
That's fucking that's an incredible stat. Jeez.
3 1/3 innings straight of nothing but strikeouts.
That's the way you want to finish a game, eh? Just seal it hard. It's like bang, 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 out, fuck off. Like see you later.
Well, this is in the middle of the game, but at the same time, still
Right.
unbelievable. 10 straight strikeouts.
Yeah.
I want to quickly touch on, because we named this show Field of Dreams. I don't know if you saw this today, man. They had
the Kevin Costner thing.
Yeah, they had an MLB game at the actual Field of Dreams field.
Okay,
and
I saw it. I saw a tweet about it. Did you send it to anybody or anything? Or
yeah, I thought it. I retweeted it during the day. It's
right.
unbelievable what MLB have done with this thing. I
look.
sat there and watched it earlier today. The replay. I got through halfway through it, but the production, the way they've done it, man, it's absolutely magical. And MLB is normally fucking pretty shit at doing stuff.
Yep.
But they did this. No, don't play it too much because we're gonna get fucking pinged on YouTube again.
Come on, who cares? 5 people watch it. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I want to see it. So okay,
dude. Okay, so Kevin comes out. The players, these are legitimate players. They come out of the corn to join the field.
Okay,
that's how they run on the field.
I kind of remember. You're a baseball guy, and I'm not. I kind of remember the movie, but I remember James Earl Jones was in it. And I thought when I watched it when I was young, it was boring. But I don't really like Kevin Costner much either. He kind of annoys me.
See, I'm a big Costner fan. No, this thing's it's a movie of like, it's a magical kind of movie and about like.
So the field is real, is it? Like it was there and it's still there.
Yeah, they actually built it on a farm, right? And they plowed down some corn, built a field on the farm, and they said to the owners of the farm, like when they were making the movie, hey, look, I probably would just hold off a little bit before you replant the corn on this field, just in case.
Yeah.
And basically, they've kept the field for the last 30 years. And then MLB said to him, going, can we come out? We'd like to actually do a game out on here. We think it'd be a great publicity thing, et cetera, et cetera. And they've set it up. So literally.
Is he reenacting the walk, though? That's kind of douchey.
No. He's just coming out.
No, but he looks like he's reenacting the movie or something and taking his glasses off and being dramatic, and he's crying.
It's very dramatic. It's a beautiful moment. It's very magical.
You don't think he's faking it because he's a fucking actor?
No, I think Kevin's.
See, you're such a baseball simp, Greeno. You're like, oh no, it's real. He meant it. It's so heartfelt and emotional. It's like, come on, he's Kevin Costner. He's ham acting right now.
No,
look at him.
Great. I love
Kevin. These fucking Costner fanboys, man. I tell you, they just can't see. They can't see how terrible he is.
In any event, though, I heard a good joke earlier today.
It's like Kiefer Sutherland, man. They're both just fucking ham actors.
How dare you? How dare you compare Kevin to Kiefer? So they've done an amazing thing. You'll see the outfield is fucking corn.
It looks
they've
amazing.
They've got an old-time scoreboard. They built this whole field, right?
Old fence.
There was no fence back in the day, but they did it all right. They were in the old. There you go. The players came out of the fucking corn. That's how they came onto the field.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool thing. Don't get me wrong.
Very cool.
Yeah.
But they're wearing old-time uniforms, right? I heard this joke this morning on an ESPN show where it's like, oh, we love the old-time uniforms. We especially love the old-timey Nike swish on them.
They're also like, they don't normally wear belts now, do they?
They wear belts.
Do they? Oh, okay. They kind of look a little uncomfortable in these uniforms. A lot of them are fidgeting and grabbing. You know how you grab the shoulders and pinch it, like see that, like with the legs, and like it kind of looks uncomfortable to them. But I do love the old designs way more. Than the
old designs. They were in 1919 uniforms.
Yeah. That's like, I always love the old designs of everything. Like the Celtic, the Glasgow Celtic shirt hasn't changed since like fucking over 100 years, like I love it when football teams keep the same shirt. I hate it when they change it every year.
That's the one thing I'll give credit to the Yankees, because I'm like, I thought they were meant to be wearing the old-time uniforms, but the Yankee uniform they're wearing is their old uniform.
It is.
It just looks the exact same as their current one.
Yeah.
They just don't really change it. The White Sox, on the other hand, are wearing the 1919 unis. There's no like thing on the hat. It's just all clean cut. It's like, I'll give credit to MLB does a lot of dumb things and doesn't really promote the game well.
Yep.
This thing had me mesmerized all day. Like I went back and watched the replay. They really captured it and really got the people involved. So
There you go.
I'll give a random nice Gary to MLB for actually doing something to promote the game positively when they normally just do a bunch of dumb shit. So well done. Let's get some plugs and get out of here, sir.
Yeah, follow Greeno at the starting block one where we drop the K at the end. Follow myself at BoogieBumper. I don't know. Winning TV is going to be on tomorrow night, Greeno, Saturday night. On D Live. Follow our friends. You know who they are. If you're listening to this, you know already. You know the plugs. So let's not waste each other's time.
That's it. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters, and pals. We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you.
If I say that your tongue is vicious,
if I call you uncouth,
it's simply that.
Who else but a bosom buddy will sit down and tell you